Hello and welcome, guys, to another episode of Sports with Sunshine, powered by the Sports Lounge Media. I want to say thank you to our sponsors, the Mogul brand and the Diamond Collection, for making this show what it is, guys. I cannot wait to get into another episode with you guys. Today, we're going to be talking about Jalen Hurts and the possibility of us seeing an entirely new version of him, along with our man Lane Johnson, the star right tackle of the Philadelphia Eagles, who has, by all accounts, gotten even better and truly believes that he is just now hitting his prime at the ripe age of 35. And then we'll go over the over and under totals for the NFC East. But guys, let's get into it. First of all, Jalen Hurts has had an absolutely incredible, an absolutely incredible mini camp. He's been very precise. He's been in command of the offense. He looks very comfortable out there, and that should come to no surprise as anybody. I mean, Jalen Hurts is one of the most cerebral guys we have on this football team, and it's really showing in camp as he is being extremely thorough in what he's trying to do. I'm very excited to see if that's going to translate into the regular season, but by all accounts right now, Jalen Hurts is very, very, very locked in. He's even gone that extra little bit and spent some time with other pass winners, names being Michael Jordan and Derek Jeter, to kind of teach him how to win, right? How to go back to back as a champion, because we know Jalen Hurts, one championship is not enough. Guys, you could not ask for more from your quarterback. He is the most Kobe-like quarterback we have ever seen in his approach to the game. The guy does nothing but find new ways to win. I mean, you look back all the way on 2022, coming off of one of his best seasons, right, as a quarterback. You follow that up with the 2023 debacle, and people are already putting this label on Jalen Hurts, saying that he's just a running back playing quarterback. He doesn't have what it takes. He will never win a Super Bowl. You fast forward to 2024, 2025, and he's a Super Bowl champion, Super Bowl MVP. So not only has he just proved people wrong at every single turn of his career, but he's just continued to get better and better. And I think for this Philadelphia Eagles team coming into the next season, the passing game is going to have to be better, guys. Okay, we look back on what the Philadelphia Eagles did well a year ago, and that was run the football. We were a running football team that could beat anybody on the ground while also being very effective, through the air, right? Now you fast forward into a time when I think that everybody is going to be very, 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 very locked in on our ability to run the football. You look at what the Chiefs did in the Super Bowl. They did a very, very, very good job of stopping the run, stopping Saquon, and having him, limited. What did that ask Jalen Hurts to do? Be extremely, a superstar in the Super Bowl. And I think that coming into the next season, everybody's key is going to kind of be, let's find a way to stop Saquon Barkley. And the kid had 345 totes last season. Guys, that is not sustainable for the future. Saquon is not going to be able to just have 345 touches every single year. The passing game is going to have to be better. And last season, we were just not very good at it, right? But we didn't need to be because we had Saquon Barkley. But I think in this upcoming season, you're going to see more of an emphasis on the passing game, which was 29th in the NFL a year ago. You look for guys like A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith to get much more active in the offense. I think it's going to come down to us getting them more active early. I mean, A.J. Brown is a top 3 receiver in this league. There is no reason why we should not be treating him as such. And then you have Devontae Smith, who's also a top 10 receiver in this league. Bring back Dallas Goedert, and you have a passing attack that can be extremely lethal for the Philadelphia Eagles. And I think that next season, you're going to see a version of Jalen Hurts that people are not used to, and that's one that can actually push the football downfield through the passing game. Not saying that he needs to do that, but I do think it's going to be a point of emphasis because Saquon Barkley cannot continue to have 450 carry seasons. It will just wear out his tread on his tires. I know A.J. Dillon was brought in to alleviate some of that, but guys, we are going to have to be better throwing the football, and I do think that this is the year that Jalen Hurts silences a lot of critics. I mean, I looked at something today. I mean, 94.7 WIP didn't even have him as a top 10 athlete in Philadelphia right now. That is absolutely asinine, guys. Nobody gets more hate than a guy that has done nothing but try to make the Philadelphia Eagles a winning franchise. And we got my man Papa Bear right here said, as long as we don't see the Cowboys anywhere near the top, I am good. Couldn't agree with him more, although I do think Dallas takes a step up next year. I don't think we're going to see Dallas playing for a Super Bowl anytime soon. But yeah, when it comes to the passing game and Jalen Hurts, I do think that this next coming season is going to be a year in which we're going to have to throw the football a little bit more. Now, that doesn't mean that Saquon Barkley isn't going to be effective in the run game. He's Saquon Barkley. He's still going to be the focal point of the offense. I just think that other teams are going to make it a priority to do what the Chiefs did in the Super Bowl, which is going to cause us to have to push the football down the field a little bit more. And Jalen Hurts has shown you he can do that. He just needs to show that he can do it on a consistent basis. That way, the offense is more well-rounded. Very excited to see what direction that heads into. And then we move into, the offensive line and Lane Johnson. Lane Johnson has been on record saying that he feels as though he is now hitting his prime, guys, at 35 rather than 29. That's absolutely incredible to hear from a guy that is a right tackle that is going to wear a gold jacket one day. I do not care what you think of Lane Johnson personally. He is a Hall of Fame right tackle, and he's only going to get better. A season ago, he was a top 5 tackle in pass blocking as well as overall grading, and a top 10 tackle in run block grade per PFF. That is outstanding numbers from a 35-year-old tackle, and the Philadelphia Eagles usually don't bode well when Lane Johnson is out, as we are 15-23 with him out. Okay, Lane Johnson has to take that step to still be elite. I think that he could be even better next season. You have Jordan Mailata and the rest of the offensive line that are coming together, guys. It's a really exciting time to be a Philadelphia Eagles fan, as the quarterback is so beyond locked in. You have your right tackle, star right tackle, Hall of Fame right tackle, saying that he feels like he can get even better. And then you look at the defense, right? The defense has a lot of things coming back that makes you very excited. Jalen Hunt has been absolutely incredible in minicamp, and the defense, we'll get into the defense on another day, but I'm very, very excited for what this Eagles team can bring offensively as well defensively. And we look at the over and the unders for the NFC East. The Eagles are right at 11.5, and I think that's a decent number. I have this Philadelphia Eagles team as it's constructed right now as a 13-14 win team. I don't think that that's crazy, well above the 11.5 mark. I think in a perfect world, this team can win 14 games, and then if the sky falls out, maybe it's a 12 win, 12 wins, don't win the division, something along those lines. Then you move on to Dallas. Dallas at 7.5 is an absolute lock. I think that the Dallas Cowboys, with Dak Prescott at the helm, have proven that they can have success, specifically in the NFC East. They are going to win more than 7.5 games, guys. That is an overlock, in my opinion. I think that they're going to be a 11-12 win football team and second in the division. You move on to the Giants. The Giants are right at 5.5, and 5.5 is a nice landing spot for this team that we really don't know what we're going to get. I think that the Giants have an absolutely daunting opening schedule. There is a chance they could start 1-6. If that happens, then you start to look more towards that, that 5.5. I think that it's safe to say there is a world where the New York Giants win 4 games, and I think there is a world where the New York Giants win 10 games. It all depends on what happens with the defense and if Russell Wilson really still is as good as advertised, right? Then you move on to our last team in the division, the Washington Commanders at 9.5. 9.5 is an interesting mark for them, specifically for me, because I have them taking a step back. I think I have them right at 9, maybe right at 10 games. So I think that's a really good mark for them. It's a 50-50. It kind of all depends on, can Jaden Daniels replicate the success that he's seen a year ago? Is the run defense going to be better than 28th in the NFL? Because if it is not, guys, the Washington Commanders are not going to just win shootouts week in and week out every single year. They have got to be better in run defense. And if they are not, then look for the Commanders to take that step back for third in the division. And I have them right at 8 or 9 wins, due to the fact that the entirety of the NFC East has a pretty daunting schedule when you look at it. The Giants have the hardest schedule, followed by the Eagles, the Commanders, and then the Dallas Cowboys. I think, in my personal opinion, Dallas has the easiest road of all the East teams, but time will tell. Those are the over and the unders, guys. I'm really interested in what you guys think, so comment down in the chat if you feel like, maybe I was wrong, or maybe you have a different look at it. You got the Eagles at 11. Excuse me. You got the Eagles at 11.5. You got the Commanders at 9.5. You got the Giants at 5.5, and the Dallas Cowboys at 7.5. I don't think that those are horrible lines. Let me know in the comments what you think. Comment down below. Also, guys, like, share, and subscribe with your friends if you're enjoying the content. We are going to get much more aggressive on YouTube. Thank you to the Sports Lounge Media for allowing me to have this platform, and to our sponsors, the Mogul Brand and the Diamond Collection. Today, guys, this was a very short episode. We just wanted to talk about what we've been seeing from Jalen Hurts out of minicamp as we roll into fall camp. The fact that Lane Johnson could be even even better of a right tackle than he already is. Guys, I'm interested in what you guys think. Is Jalen Hurts going to be able to take that next step in the passing game? And is Lane Johnson really going to be able to be that much better? I want to say thank you to everybody that watches this on the rewind, and welcome to Sports with Sunshine, guys. I can't wait to see you on Friday for the next show. But as for now, go Birds.